Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. One additional passenger has tested positive for COVID-19 in the CNMI. Also tonight, government officials bring some clarity on a leaked document. And President Trump has approved the extension of the PPP loan. In sports, Amigos and Amigas fly to a golf course like Kingfishers. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
Thank you for being here with us.
For finding ways to keep things happening.
For making things feel a lot better.
Thank you.
Energize, realize, feels so good just to be alive. Time's a gift, my time is free. I can spend it on you, you can spend it on me. I can say you'll be blown away by the change you see me. And I feel alright, dance all night, put a little flavor in my life.
Thank you for staying strong with us.
And for us.
Thank you for always connecting.
For keeping us together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding us
that despite this distance,
we are still better together.
Docomo Pacific, better together.
Life gets better. Get on better internet plans with the strongest internet from Docomo Pacific. With whole home Wi-Fi, it's the better way to work, play, and surf at home with the fastest download and upload speeds in the CNMI. Your better internet comes with the free Plume SuperPod for the strongest and safest Wi-Fi coverage throughout your home. Sign up today for as low as $50 a month and get a free smart tablet. Better value for your best connection. Because in everything we do, we are always better together.
Halfa Day, Tirwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Monday, June 8th, 2020. One new positive COVID-19 individual brings the total number to 27 cumulative cases in the CNMI. One additional passenger on the May 28th United flight from Guam has tested positive for COVID-19. CHCC states the individual did come from the U.S. mainland and is a returning resident. The individual is a 53-year-old male that is asymptomatic and was identified through additional testing.
The testing, obviously because they have contacts, they were at high risk of getting the infection. They were also isolated at Kanoa, and to check on, it was basically due for, I believe it was 5, 6, 7 days. So the seventh day you kind of test them, and then what happens is that before you even think about releasing them, that's the time that has been reviewed by CDC as a time to go ahead and test to see if they're ready to. They never have the virus, but unfortunately, this individual tested and came back, and that he did in fact contract it.
Although the CNMI is still at a level yellow, Governor Torres says they will be moving forward with discussion on when to change the community vulnerability to the next level blue, and that a meeting with the Governor's Economic Council will be occurring this week to discuss the short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals.
As we move forward with our community and just having the patience and understanding that we're moving forward with the changing of colors and working with our private partners. Again, there's a lot of factors moving in, but now that we have enough test kits, now that we have enough test that has been run through our community-based testing, we will be moving forward on changing the color, and we have been meeting with the respective partners, and hopefully something by this week we'll have how to approach again the new color.
Which raises the question, if the numbers see a drastic increase of positive COVID-19 cases, would it be possible to change the community vulnerability level back to orange or red?
The answer is yes, if we see a surge in our community. But if we all continue to practice social distancing, continue wearing masks and so forth, then I think that we're definitely in a good position.
As of today, June 8th, the CNMI has 27 confirmed cumulative COVID-19 cases, 2 deaths, 19 recovered, and 6 active cases still in quarantine. Government officials provide some clarity on a leaked document that indicates a request of overtime pay for a cabinet member. Sally Lemus has the details.
An official document showing the request and authorization of overtime pay for Public Safety Commissioner Robert Guerrero has circulated through various social media accounts and local news outlets, leaving many concerns on whether it is legal or not. During a press conference this morning, CNMI Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios says no overtime pay has been given yet.
In the very beginning of this disaster, when we were looking at, making sure that we have the appropriate level of personnel at either the airport, at the quarantine sites, or wherever we need to have additional personnel brought in from different departments. We brought in our cabinet members into a special meeting and clearly stated to the GAR, to Homeland Security, and to all cabinet members, if indeed the cabinet members are going to be eligible under this disaster, okay, the governor and I's instruction is this: we need to take care of our frontline people first. Cabinet members are going to be, if they are authorized or could be legally paid under overtime, they're going to be the last to be paid out. What we need to do is to wait for additional guidance from OPA and or the AG.
A letter was sent to the Office of Public Audit regarding opinions on the overtime compensation given to cabinet members during the recovery of Typhoon Yutu. OPA's legal counsel Ashley Koss says their office received the letter January of this year.
So in regards to any ongoing audit, we don't discuss the audit until it comes out. So when the audit does come out, it will be made publicly available to the news. We always send it, and it's always available on our website. I cannot speak to that on the timeline, and especially now, as you all know, we got pushed back. All of our audits got pushed back because of COVID-19 and our inability to work on that. So that's all I can say about the timeline.
Koss says the letter did get priority and was put on schedule, but no information can be released until the audit is completed.
The Office of the Public Auditor has a duty to detect fraud, waste, and abuse of government funds, and we cover the Government Ethics Act. We take our job very seriously, so any corruption that falls under that, we obviously take it seriously and look into it.
Reporting for KSPN News, I'm Sally Lemus.
Thank you, Sally. Passed by the U.S. House of Representatives on a 471-1 vote and passed by the Senate, President Trump has now signed into law the Paycheck Protection Program Flexibility Act. The PPP Flexibility Act allows for small business owners to extend their funds from 8 weeks to 24 weeks, giving them longer to spend the money and making it easier to turn the loan into a grant to be forgiven. Now, business owners may also spend 60% on payroll and 40% on non-payroll expenses, such as rent, utilities, and mortgage interest, down from 75% that was to be spent on payroll in the original bill. Employers have until the end of this year to rehire employees, and for those who are not eligible for loan forgiveness, the payback period has also been extended from 2 years to 5. A fresh batch of cops will be coming our way at the Department of Public Safety as a hefty grant was awarded last week. It's called the 2020 COPS Hiring Program, a way to help local law enforcement increase community policing capacity and efforts in preventing crime, where DPS has been awarded $716,268 through this grant that will be used to hire 8 full-time police officers over the coming year.
This speaks to not just increasing the capacity of police officers here in the CNMI, but also the training and crime and also focus on crime prevention, where we can continue to just work on making sure that the public community is safe and healthy during this pandemic, while also being understanding of the evolving needs of our community, as well as some of the social needs that they have as well, given all that's going on around the country.
In such a competitive program, DPS is one of 600 police departments awarded this grant out of a batch of 1,100 applicants.
And it's something that DPS prioritized because, given not just budget shortfall, but also at the same time too addressing village needs and increasing local capacity with boots on the ground for village patrolling. It's been a priority of this administration to ensure that we can continue to put police officers wherever we're needed the most, and this federal grant helps fulfill a shortfall that we have within our budget this year especially.
Bautista states this is not the first time DPS has received this kind of grant, but according to a release from the United States Department of Justice, quote, funding through this program had been on hold since the spring of 2018 due to a nationwide injunction that was lifted earlier this year, end quote. KSPN reached out to DPS for comment, who states they have not received the official notification of being granted the money yet. Local media representatives were given a chance to view the process of how incoming passengers are transported to quarantine sites and who works at the front lines. Our Sally Loomis got the tour.
Folks from the Commonwealth Office of Transit Authority, Division of Customs, and Commonwealth Port Authority eagerly wait the arrival of about 60 passengers aboard the United Airlines flight coming in from Guam. All teams are briefed, prepared, and ready for another day at work. The passengers are here and go directly to the Coda vans, where they are seated 6 feet apart and are told to use their mask at all times. Luggages also get here, and instead of the usual wait and look for your luggage scene, the guys transfer them onto Coda vans, where their owners will meet them at the quarantine site. Robert Mojica, a fireman at the quarantine site, explains the process.
What's going to happen is they're going to come on the Coda vans. They're going to come through this route right here, and then they'll be unloaded over there onto the tent area next to the tennis courts. And they will be going through screening. They'll go through customs, then we'll go through a little health screening, and then they'll be given their rooms. They'll be going through a 5-day mandatory quarantine, and I believe after the 5-day mandatory quarantine, they can have the option of being tested. And once their test results come back, and if everybody comes back negative, they will, I believe, be released.
Mojica also shares how he feels working the front line.
It's my job, man. I mean, I just work here and I try and make everything I do a difference, make everything better as much as I can. And, whatever we can do to help out, whatever we can do to make Saipan safer and, other places, we're here for it.
Alfreda Camacho also shares CODA's participation.
The main role, of course, that CODA plays in this is transportation. And so as you can see in the process earlier, we were all fitted with our proper PPEs and to make sure that we conduct this process safely, smoothly, and to help protect the community.
As frontliners are done from the airport, they are sanitized and cleaned at a little corner so that they can return home safely and continue to help the CNMI. I'm Sally Loomis for KSPN News.
Coming up, a diverse group of people unite in the streets of Oleai to fight for justice and equality. More after the break.
Mom, are you sure? What about the shutters? And do you have your medicine?
Don't worry about us, love, okay? You take good care of yourself. Hi, my love. Yeah, sorry. The power went out, so I had to light up all the candles. Yeah. Yes, baby, yeah. I'm just glad our home phone's working and we're able to contact you.
Winigi PHI Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihinim Lomo.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere eyor sumaye ukalweres ren, kutsu wayor safeye emal ebalusyo plalyam weres.
Inumin ang inyong gamot ayon sa nireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong parmasutiko.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
PHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Mom, are you sure? What about the shutters? And do you have your medicine?
Don't worry about us, love, okay? You take good care of yourself. I'm in love. Yeah, sorry. The power went out, so I had to light up all the candles. Yes, baby, yeah. I'm just glad our home phone's working and we're able to contact you.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. On Friday, more than 100 demonstrators stood in solidarity, raising awareness on the Black Lives Matter movement. Take a listen.
The death of George Floyd has the whole world coming together, demanding for justice and an end to racism. It started off with just one person in the CNMI, and on Friday, hundreds of community members united to show their love and support from even miles away.
It really needs to be heard, Black Lives Matter, because this violence has been going on forever and it really needs to stop. So I'm glad that people came out and supported us today.
As a local, we need to open up our eyes and see what's going on around the world, even in our country, because nobody here really understands until they see what's going on out there.
It's beautiful that everybody's come together to do this stuff, to see how the great turnout, the great response, and that everybody's out here together because of the same thing, that we care about each other and that everybody's equal and we support each other no matter what.
It's overwhelming how many people showed up today. I can't believe it. I wasn't expecting it, and I'm so happy to see everybody.
It was a peaceful and non-violent protest with people who come from different cultural backgrounds just coming out to show their love.
There's a lot of progress here in the CNMI, man. We really appreciate everybody coming out. Everybody showing their awareness to Black Lives Matter. Rest in peace to George Floyd. Man, I can't express how much this makes me feel. Just happy to be here. Happy to be a part of this, man. Black Lives Matter. Make sure you know.
And it's been nothing but unity. So the whole island feeling, the family of the island, you know, the unity of the community is all in action. It's not just a bunch of words. It's not just a little feelings. But they're dealing with something that's happening literally 7,000 plus miles away. And yet they're saying, hey, this is unacceptable. This is a reflection of us, and we want to make known that it's not acceptable. And they're going to do that in unity, and they're going to do that in unison, and I love it. I love it. I love it. And as a black person, like I said, I don't have to say that for myself when I have hundreds of people out here saying the exact same thing that I feel. So I'm really loving it.
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
All right!
Reporting for KSPN News, I'm Sally Lemis.
On Guam, the Visitors Bureau is ramping up efforts to restore tourism on the island. KUAM reports.
Hawaii's CNMI, here's what's making news on Guam. The Guam Visitors Bureau is aggressively working on its Guam COVID-19 tourism recovery plan. With more, here's Sabrina Salas Matanani.
The Guam Visitors Bureau is ramping up efforts to market Guam to the world. According to Deputy General Manager Jerry Perez, it's going to take everyone coming together to get Guam back on the map.
This island is losing out $200,000 per hour in local sales and spending from the tourism industry. So if you put that in perspective, you can see why people are hurting, right? And so it's important to harness all of the people who want to contribute and want to help out in restoring our tourism industry.
Guam's tourism recovery effort is being led by former Governor Carl Gutierrez, and with Perez on board at GVB, they're moving full steam ahead to retool Guam's economic engine.
We've put together a strategic development framework that addresses basically not only the current issue, managing the current problem and mitigating it, and actually, more importantly, keeping the message of Guam alive.
Currently, GVB has launched its Give Us a Moment campaign, essentially giving Guam the time needed to prepare and revamp its strategy to market Guam as a safe and healthy destination post-pandemic. That strategy, according to Perez, will center on 4 key initiatives, such as maintaining or intensifying destination visibility in key markets, creating COVID-19 safe attractions that encourage visitor dispersals, enforcing supplier health, safety, hygienic, and spacing protocols, and 4, adopting new technologies such as time ticket administrations to manage crowd densities at airport, local attractions, restaurants, and shops.
This is no longer the same recovery, Chris, as it has been in the past for like after typhoons or after earthquakes or after economic down cycles. This is a really different kind of paradigm that we're entering into. And so what has happened is because of COVID, for example, technology has really played and is continuing to play a bigger role in reforming this, the tourism industry. And so we in Guam are not quite up to that level yet. So it's important for us to really digitize as much as we can in delivering the Guam experience from end to end. And so that's all part of the stuff that we're trying to pull together.
Currently, the governor has targeted the reopening of tourism for July 1st. Prior to that, GVB is planning a major cleanup of tourist hotspots with community partners, tentatively scheduled for the end of June.
And stay informed 24/7 by checking out KUM.com or downloading the KUAM News app, available for iOS or Android. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Thank you, Nestor. Coming up, well, dust off the clubs because it's time for the golfers to take back their game.
We are with you. At times when you need us most, you can count on us to be there. When you need someone to talk to, when you need to stay informed, when you need to brighten your day, when you need to stay connected. We are here keeping our promise that while the world is changing, we keep working so you can keep connecting. We are your Docomo Pacific family, and we are here to help.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They're an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, it's Feel Good Monday. Why? Because for the first time in 3 months, I went out and shot sports. Shoot, that's what I needed. Shoot, that's what they needed too.
The eastern slope of Wireless Ridge rises above Kingfisher Golf Course in a remote part of the island, buffeted to the north by the cliffs of Marpy. Sunday morning, fresh, salt-filled trade winds sweep across brown, rock-hard fairways on holes hugging a churning Pacific Blue Ocean, showing the effects of the driest dry season recorded by the National Weather Service since records were kept 40 years ago. Kingfisher reopened 2 weeks ago to the delight of these weekend whackers.
It's good, yeah. We miss Kingfisher.
You missed the tournaments.
Yeah.
We've missed 2 tournaments already.
Definitely.
Are you ready for another one?
We are ready. We're gearing up, practicing, ready to go.
How's it feel to be out here in the sunshine?
Oh, great. Lockdown versus unlockdown.
Things were looking up for the Amigos Golf Club, which got back into the swing of things with a bigger than usual turnout, according to the new president, Joe Torres.
We started out in January, and we took a break in March after the COVID-19, and we were waiting for the notice from here. When we got the notice, we decided now to play a back-to-back qualifying basis. So we're playing this month for the days of April, days of May.
So how many golfers do you have today? What was the response to this reopening?
Today we have about 40 players show up for today's game. We have over 40-some members.
Is that above average, below average, about average?
Actually above average, yeah. Everybody's just anxious to get out here.
A couple of CNMI Sports Hall of Famers on the links. Sonny Flores from basketball and Joe Sablon, who was one of Saipan's top golfers back in the 60s. Still getting it done at the age of 86. Mr. Sablon, let me ask you, how does it feel to be out here on this beautiful day here?
Yeah.
What are you thankful for on a day like this?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good shot. What are you thankful for on a day like today?
It's a beautiful, wonderful day.
It's a good day to be.
It's good to be on the sun.
Under the sun, right, guys?
That's right.
At the other end of the age spectrum, a new member, baseball star Darren Jones with that beautiful shot. Hey, are you a rookie?
Yes, sir, I am a rookie.
How's it feel? You had one good shot and then a couple of...
yeah, I got nervous when I saw the camera.
Nervous? You're never nervous in front. You always do better in front of the camera, but do you blame the greens, or was it your putter, or was it... couldn't have been yourself, right?
Yeah, it's just my composure, I guess.
Oh, it was yourself. Okay. Speaking of nice shots, how about his brother, Ben?
It's a birdie!
Bird's the word. Ben Jones is back. He's ready for the tournament. He's tournament ready.
Lucky.
Or how about this chip shot from the mom, Shirley? Shirley, you like that? Whoa. Nice. Nice as the day. Par, all right. Terry Guerrero, maybe not the form they teach in golf lessons, but nonetheless, it's the results that matter. That ball on the green, giving her a chance. Here's a sign of the times. Each golfer gets their own golf cart due to social distancing. Frank Pangilinan polishes off number 18 with that 20-foot downhill putt for par. How was that? I got it on the camera here.
It feels good. Being cooped up in the house for like how many weeks? Maybe a month.
When was the last time you played?
4 years ago.
Bill Keaton for the bird. Get in the cup.
Yes.
Bird's the word?
Yes. Ready.
Bill, how's it feel?
Feels good, bro.
When was the last time you played on Kingfisher?
Pardon?
When was the last time you played out here?
Wednesday.
Oh, you guys play all the time. Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Let's roll at Gold's Gym Saipan with group exercise for every body. Total Resistant Exercise, or TRX, helps develop your core and improve strength. And Zumba toning is probably the funnest way to get fit. The Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for meal replacement or supplements. Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Another scorcher today, 91 the high, the low 81. Heat index 103, humidity 61%. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated showers here and there. Maybe not any rain though. East winds 10 to 15, high 90, low 80. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Sunrise 5:46, high tide 8:53, followed by a low tide 4:31. Sunset at 6:46. So tomorrow we will have 13 hours of daylight. Thank you for watching this Monday evening news, sports, and weather. We'll see you back here on Wednesday.